Okay, so today we're not just talking about a house. We're talking about a true landmark, a cultural symbol. It's this glass box just perched up there in the Hollywood Hills that has basically come to define the entire idea of Los Angeles. This, right here, is the Stahl House.
And you've definitely seen this house before, even if you didn't know its name. I mean, it is so burned into our collective memory, that silhouette against the sparkling city lights. It's the visual shorthand for a whole era of California cool. And now, for the very first time in its entire history, this icon has a price tag. $25 million. I mean, that's a number that just stops you in your tracks, right? So the big question we're going to dig into is, how on earth does a house become so legendary that it can command a price like that? That's right, the Stahl family, the people who built it and have lived there from day one, they're selling. But listen to the words they're using. They're not looking for a buyer, they're looking for a steward. That tells you everything about what this place means to them. It's about carrying on a legacy. And this wasn't some cold business decision. You can tell from their statement, this was a really tough, heartfelt choice. After decades of this house being the center of their world, they just feel it's become too much of a challenge to give it the kind of care and attention it so richly deserves. It's a really poignant end to a huge chapter in this home's story.
So to really get why this house is worth so much, to understand that legacy, we have to go back, way back. Because the story of the Stahl House doesn't start with glamour and fame. It's a total Los Angeles fairy tale, a classic underdog story that begins with a piece of land that pretty much everyone else thought was completely worthless. I mean, just look at these numbers. The scale of this transformation is absolutely staggering. In 1959, Buck and Carlotta Stahl scraped together $13,000 to buy this lot. Today, that exact same spot is the foundation for a $25 million piece of history. What an incredible journey. And let me tell you, this journey was not easy. After they bought the lot, architect after architect told them, nope, sorry, it's unbuildable. But they just wouldn't take no for an answer. They finally found this young visionary architect, Pierre Koning, who was willing to take on the challenge. And here's the part that really shows their commitment. Buck and Carlotta literally drove around to different construction sites, collected leftover concrete for free, and hauled it up that hill themselves to build up the foundation. Unbelievable. So right as they're doing all this hard manual labor, their little personal passion project is about to get swept up into this huge architectural movement that would basically cement its place in history forever. Just before they broke ground, the house was officially accepted into the case study program, becoming Case Study House #22. Now, this program was a huge deal. It was all about rethinking the future of the American dream after the war. The whole goal was to prove that amazing modern architecture didn't have to be just for the super rich. It could be affordable and accessible for an average family. And this was no small-time operation. The case study program was like the who's who of mid-century architecture. We're talking about absolute giants, legends like Richard Neutra and Charles Eames. So by joining this program, the Stahl House was instantly put on a national stage, right alongside the greatest designers of the time. So the house gets built. It's part of this super prestigious program. It's standing shoulder to shoulder with designs by the era's best architects. But here's the thing. That alone doesn't make a house a global icon. Something else had to happen. Something that would take it to a whole other level. So what was it? What was that final magic ingredient? How does an innovative house go from being famous in, architectural magazines to being recognized by millions of people all over the globe? The answer, believe it or not, is a photograph. And not just any photograph. We're talking about one specific picture, taken in 1960 by the legendary architectural photographer Julius Schulman. This single image probably did more for the house's fame than anything else combined. So why was this one photo so powerful? Well, because it wasn't just a picture of a house. As this quote gets at, it captured a feeling, a mood. It was selling a fantasy, the glamorous, optimistic, easy-breezy lifestyle of jet-set LA. When you looked at that photo, you didn't just want the house, you wanted that life. So after that photo basically made it world-famous overnight, what happened? Well, the house didn't just get frozen in time like a museum piece. Oh no, it went on to have a long, very public life, all while still being a private family home, which is just amazing to think about. Its life really unfolded in these different stages.
First and foremost, it was a home. The Stahls raised their kids there. Then, as its fame just kept growing, the family started offering these small, intimate tours so people could come and experience that incredible space and that view. And of course, it became a star in its own right, popping up in countless movies and TV shows. You've probably seen it in the movie Galaxy Quest. But here's the kicker. For a house with this larger-than-life global reputation, it's only 2,200 square feet. It's actually pretty modest in size. And that's such a powerful reminder that its real value isn't about being huge. It's in the design, the history, and the incredible story that it tells. Which brings us right back to today. The Stahl family has cared for this incredible piece of history for 65 years. They turned their personal dream into a public icon for all of us. And now they're passing the torch, leaving all of us to wonder, who's going to be the next person to take on that huge responsibility of being the steward for this incredible legacy?